Hey guys, I hope everybody are doing well. So in today's video, we will be learning about Romeo and Juliet, written by William Shakespeare. We have taken this poem from 2nd PUC English syllabus. So let's start with this poem. In Verona city, there were two families. The first family was Capulets and the second family was Montagues. Both of this family were enemies and had hatred towards each other. Here, Romeo belonged to Montague's family and Juliet belonged to the Capulets family. Once, Romeo was deeply in love with Rosaline, but Romeo was too much disappointed because Rosaline never loved back Romeo. So one day, Romeo and his friend went to attend the party, which was organized by the Capulets family. But Romeo was not invited to this party because both the families were having rivalry and they were enemies. Still, Romeo wanted to attend this party because Rosaline was part of this party and Romeo wanted to get the glimpse of Rosaline. So Romeo and his friend decided to attend this party. Once Romeo reached the party, in search of Rosaline, he sees Juliet for the first time and fell in love with her instantly, and it was the very first time he saw Juliet in his entire life. And he was completely attracted by her beauty. After seeing her, Romeo describes her in his own imaginary way. So first, he compared Juliet's beauty with nature. Let's see how beautifully he describes Juliet's beauty. He says Juliet is a source of light and she also looks like the star against the darkness. He is saying that her beauty is just like the shining star in the sky of darkness, and the Romeo says that her beauty is more brighter than the torch. Here, torch looks very dull and very low in front of Juliet's beauty. So he says torches should learn how to burn bright from Juliet. He also says that she hangs on the cheek of night. Then he says beauty of Juliet is like a precious jewel hung on the black woman or an African woman. So here Romeo says that Juliet's beauty is so unique and so precious that she is a unique among everybody. He says her beauty is so great that her beauty must be reserved for special occasion. Even the earth can't bear or hold it. So here Romeo says that her beauty has heavenly quality. Then he says Juliet is like white snow which is flying or surrounded by other common people who belong to the species of crow. Finally, Romeo wants to stand in the place where Juliet stood and wants to touch her hand. By this, his rude hands would turn to be blessed and turn out to be soft hands. Now, he asked himself a question, saying that whether his heart has ever loved before, or has he ever really fallen in love before this moment, because he says he has never seen a more beautiful woman than Juliet. Then he realizes he never loved Rosaline, but after this moment his all love was for Juliet, and he says it was his true love forever. So far we looked into scene 1 where Romeo described about Juliet. Now in scene 2 we will see Juliet expressing her thoughts towards Romeo. In Capulet's party, even Juliet looked at Romeo and she instantly fell in love with Romeo. And describing about him, she says, here Juliet invites the knight and her loved ones at the same time because they only get the chance to meet during the night time. So here Juliet waits the entire day just to set the sun down and slowly wait for the night so she could meet Romeo. She wants the night to come quickly. Here she says Romeo brings the brightness into her life during the night time, and she also says Romeo looks whiter than the new snow on a raven's back, which is compared to the night. She innocently calls the night because of Romeo. And here Juliet says and she wishes that Romeo to be immortal and requests the night to take him and cut him into small little stars in the sky after her death, because this would make the heaven's face look very fine and very beautiful. She tells by this people will fall in love with night and worship the night over the shining bright sun. By this way, Juliet describes about Romeo.